Hey, welcome to 8 Bits, the show where we look in search of 8 different bits across all different eras of games. These could be secrets, Easter eggs, references, or just little tidbits we find neat. Except this time, by all different eras, we mean the Wii U and nothing but Wii U. That's right, GVG are all about variety. So strap on in and charge up that gamepad. It's time to learn something new about Wii U. New Super Mario Bros. U was Mario's first HD adventure, but it wasn't exactly packed with secrets you'd miss in a normal playthrough. But in came the year of Luigi, a year that generated a $456 million loss for Nintendo. Luigi's year was led by his very own platformer, New Super Luigi U, and while it got ported to Switch in a deluxe package, there's still something special about the Wii U original. You may already know that you can enter any level in single player as Nabbit by simply holding ZL on the gamepad, or B if you're using a Wii remote. But what you may not know is, it's actually possible to play as your Mii in the core adventure, for one level. And it's the final one in the game. It's a neat little 100% completion reward to jump around the Mushroom Kingdom as yourself, and you can even pretend you're Luigi by posing in a cardboard cutout at the end. The Switch game handles characters a little differently by letting you select them from the title screen, meaning you can already play as Nabbit in any level with no need for a cheat code. And with no cheat code is no me, so don't throw away your Wii U disc. There's a rather legendary musical Easter egg lurking within the Wii U's Mii Maker, but it's so subtle that you'd likely miss it unless you're specifically listening for it. While it's not an exact beat-for-beat reconstruction, take a listen to the sudden shift around 30 seconds in. Maybe this Mii we've made makes it a bit clear. This part of the Mii Maker song heavily parodies the Fairy Fountain theme from Zelda, and once you hear it, it's hard to unhear. Nintendo picks and chooses when a console should celebrate your birthday. The DS would give you a higher pitched boot up noise and celebratory greeting on PictoChat. The Switch just stares at you. But with the Wii U, all your friends come together to throw you a Wara Wara Plaza party. Confetti popping, arms stretched, Wii Party you primed. You'll have to supply the Chateau Romani though. At this point, the Switch has received the bulk of first-party Wii U games. There's still a few, we're not taking anything away from Star Fox Guard, but two of the most mystifying omissions have to be The Legend of Zelda Wind Waker HD and Twilight Princess HD. And it's the latter we have our eye on for this bit. Unlike Wind Waker, Twilight Princess received a total rework to every single texture in the game, evolving the blurry look of the GameCube original into something that's actually very sharp. It looks how you remember, but your memory is lying to you. However, some textures took creative liberties, and one plastered all over Castletown will send timeline nerds into a meltdown. That right there is definitely a humanoid bird-like figure bearing a striking resemblance to the Rito from Wind Waker. Only problem is in Wind Waker, to survive the Great Flood, Zora evolved into Rito to survive on land, whereas Twilight Princess is in a totally different timeline where Rito don't exist. The slate also seems to show a Hyrulean hero, perhaps another Link or even Wind Waker's Hero of Winds. It's true Breath of the Wild would allow Zora and Rito to coexist, but that game's timeline placement is a big blurry question mark. The point is, unless this is somehow an evolution of the Oaku, it's an amusing contradiction to Twilight Princess. Also, this door handle is on the wrong side. The Gyroscope. One of the biggest evolutions to modern controller design that no one could possibly disagree with, providing mouse-like movement in shooters and pure magic in Nintendo land. Aside from introducing gameplay innovations, there's a gyro Easter egg lurking right on the Wii U menu that most players likely missed. You have to look close as it's easy to miss when viewing from off camera, but every icon on the Wii U menu has a small reflection that actually moves with your controller position. It's much easier to catch from a direct feed capture. It's a tiny detail, but one they really didn't have to do. Yoshi's Woolly World is one of the Wii U's most charming platformers. There doesn't seem to be a Switch port in sight, so it's sadly eligible for this video. It's on 3DS though. One of Woolly World's best qualities is its tremendously great soundtrack, which frankly stands among Nintendo's best to this very day. But hiding amongst the gorgeous score is a direct reference to another Nintendo soundtrack. They even share the same composer, Tomoya Tomita. Take a listen to the intro segment of this Woolly World song, Yoshi and Cookies, whose title in itself is a clear reference to the 1992 puzzle game, Yoshi's Cookie.
Yoshi!
Sound familiar? It should, if you played Kirby's Epic Yarn. As it happens, the clip you just heard is based directly on the intro segment of the track Flower Fields, just at a much faster tempo. Check them out again. What do you have to say, Crafted World? Someone make it stop! Splatoon has become one of Nintendo's biggest franchises, proudly standing alongside Mario, The Legend of Zelda, and Animal Crossing in official promo material. But of course, it all started on Wii U, and there's no way we could do a video on all of this console without Splatoon. For those who don't play Splatoon, your Inkling can collect tons of different pieces of gear, whether it be shoes, shirts, or weapons, and they can be enhanced with various abilities that give you helpful perks in a match, like shortening your respawn time or hastening your movement speed. However, the abilities associated with a particular piece of gear can also be re-rolled, swapping out one set of perks for another. And when you do this, a fun little sound plays, like so. So what, you might be thinking at first, but let's slow down that sound by 50% and listen to it again. Now that sounds a little familiar, doesn't it? That's right, Splatoon 1's ability reroll sound is actually a direct reference to the GameCube's iconic startup sequence. Just to drive the point home, let's hear everything side by side. Splatoon 1's ability reroll sound, then the reroll sound reduced to 50% speed, and finally, the GameCube startup sound. To close things out, here's a bit we only learned about recently thanks to Dumb Bubbers on Twitter. Anyone who's undergone a data transfer process from the Wii to Wii U knows that during the transfer, you're treated to a ritual of Pikmin, literally carrying the data from one console to the other. But what happens if you instead transfer data from one Wii U to another Wii U? Pikmin can handle the 40 megabyte limits of WiiWare games, but are they strong enough for Wii U software? Nintendo didn't believe the little guys had what it takes and replaced them with artificial intelligence. It's an entirely different sequence, and we're not even really sure what they are. These characters never appeared in any official Nintendo game. Are they robot Pikmin? Whatever they are, they're unique to the very specific process of transferring data between two Wii U's. And we think it's fair to say that's not something the vast majority of Wii U owners ever did. And hey, thanks for sticking with us until the end. 8 Bits is an ongoing series, and there are already 5 other episodes you can check out. Did you know Sega's final Dreamcast game has the ability to change the entire Dreamcast home menu? Or that the late Nintendo president Satoru Iwata has multiple appearances in the WarioWare games? Well, you can learn more about those facts in these 8 Bits episodes. And if you want to hear me ramble more about the Wii U, I am creating a multi-part Wii U retrospective, and only part 1 is done so far, and that's 2 hours, and part 2 will come out soon, and will be another 2 hours. I'm in hell.